Welcome to another video from Demystifying Proposals, Making Proposals Make Sense. This is the fourth of our Proposal Disaster series, and in this video we're going to talk about compliance versus the statement of work, and which is more important. Years ago, I was working at a mid-tier government contractor. We weren't large, but we weren't small either. We didn't fit into the small business category, but we bought a small business, and that small business was very successful, very niche, and knew their customers. They asked me to review a proposal they'd written. It was a red team, and true to the way it should be done, they had a 95% complete proposal for review. The reviewers included the president of the small business we had bought, his second in command, the capture manager for this line of business, who was also from that small business, and me, who didn't know any of these people yet. The proposal was strong. It was for a new customer, but adjacent to one they knew well. The solution was one they'd already delivered, and they were articulate about how the solution had worked. They presented differences in this customer's environment versus the customer they'd worked with before, and they showed how it could work for this new customer and their plans to succeed. So this is what I call green space on the quad chart of opportunities: a different customer, same solution. However, their proposal was mapped to the tasks in section C, the statement of work. They had completely ignored the section L requirements. The first bullet in the section L instructions for the technical approach asked offers to address the statement of work. But the second bullet asked for something else, and there was a third bullet that included quality assurance, and there was something in the fourth bullet. I don't remember the specifics. And so I was listening to all the positive feedback on the red team review call and trying to decide what to do, because in my mind, the proposal was non-compliant. But I seemed to be the only one who was bothered by the lack of section L, or M for that matter, compliance. So should I say that, or should I just let it go? So me being me, I argued vociferously that the proposal was non-compliant, but that most of it could be repurposed to fit in the section L framework, which would also bring it into alignment with section M, which is the evaluation criteria and what they should be worrying about, right? That's what the evaluators were going to use to evaluate the proposal. And I offered to show them what I meant with a rework of the text, and I promised we'd deal with the page count together. And everyone violently disagreed with my interpretation of the section L requirements. They had, quote, always done it this way, just writing to the SOW requirements and ignoring section L and M framework. I argued that small businesses could do that. As long as they presented a viable solution, the evaluation could and would award to the small business. But they were no longer a small business, and the RFP was under a vehicle that had 10 other competitors on it. So I talked to my boss, who was the chief growth officer, and who fortunately agreed with me on both my interpretation and my suggestions for the rework. He talked to the president of the former small business peer-to-peer, and then we got started. So I took their outline and I added the section L and M requirements with section C under the first bullet of section L, which is also the first bullet of section M. And I reworked their solution into the other requirements for sections L and M. And together we built a proposal with all of their brilliant solution and added the compliant materials. We did have to cut down some of the text, of course, but we kept the win themes and the discriminators. And we won. So my lessons learned are: don't come with just a problem, offer a solution. And that's true pretty much in life. That's not true for just proposals. That's true for anything that you work on. If you see a problem, you can identify the problem, but you come with offering a solution so that people don't just see you as the problem person. And then offer to be part of the solution. I had already taken the initiative to rework the writing, and working with the proposal team, we filled in the other holes. But also make sure leadership has your back. In hindsight, I probably should have talked to my boss, the chief growth officer, first before telling the proposal team that I thought they were going the wrong way. We hope you found this discussion illuminating. It may have reminded you of a experience that you had that might have been similar. If you liked this video, click on the thumbs up and click on the bell, and then you'll be notified when other videos come out from demystifying proposals.